Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Sharad Bihari, Radha Sharad Bihari Radhe. जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी, जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी, निताय गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, भक्तिमती तुलसी महारानी की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hare Hare
Hare
Bol.
Hare Bol.
So thank you for chanting with me this beautiful bhajan. The translation is here. The two lords, Nitai Gaurachandra, are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The specific significance of these incarnations is that they introduce a process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratification. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hari Hari without any motive. My dear brother, just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt. But Lochan Das regrets that I am entrapped by sense gratification, since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Then Yamaraja, the superintendent of that, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this movement. All right. So before starting any discussion, we always perform Mangalacharan. It's our Shishta Parampara in order to show gratitude and in order to take blessings from the previous acharyas, we all should perform Mangalacharan. I'm sure that all of us know these prayers. So please recite these prayers along with me. Om Agyanatimirandhasya ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन
तस्मै
तस्मै
श्री गुरवे
श्रीगुरुवे
नमः.
नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu va evacha patita nama pavanibhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Samast koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today we are reading from Sri Caitanya Caritamrita, and I am very grateful to get this opportunity to speak on the glories of Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. Sri Caitanya Caritamrita is placed very perfectly in the middle of the week, because without the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, it's not possible for us to understand the philosophy which has been explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam has been quoted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in several places in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita throughout three divisions. Throughout these divisions, Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Ante Leela. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada hailed that it is the nature of living entity in immortality. That means that's Chaitanya Charitamrita is our own real nature. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is given to us by a wonderful author, Vaishnav, and an exalted Vaishnava by the name Krishnadasa Kaviraj Goswami. And Krishnadasa Kaviraj Goswami basically described in detail all these pastimes which happened after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took renunciation or sannyasa. So whenever we read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, we all should feel very blessed, because this Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita got lost in the century, 18th century somewhere, and our Gaudiya Vaishnavacharya Bhakti Vinod Thakur has somehow recovered a copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he wrote his own commentary on that, which is called Anubhasya. And also Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also wrote his commentary by taking the commentary of his father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And by using both these commentaries, our beloved Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, has given this Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita to all of us in English language. So people of Kali Yuga, although it has been described in Srimad Bhagavatam in first canto, first chapter, that people of Kali Yuga are very unfortunate. But at the end of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12th, Shukadev Goswami is describing that although this is the age of Kali, but in this age of Kali, there is one main important thing which is there, and which is equivalent to all kind of austerities, charities, not equivalent, even more than that, by chanting the process of holy names, which has been given to us by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are very blessed, and we are very fortunate to be associated with the Sampradaya, which is coming through Brahmaji, and also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Lord Sri Krishna himself. He is the one who propagated this mission of chanting Harinam in Kali Yuga. It has been described in Adi Leela that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the gardener, and he has so many fruits, so many fruits in his basket. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants all of his followers to help him in distribute this fruit of love of Godhead to everybody. Fruits are immense in the basket of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here we are, when we read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's not only reading and understanding, but also we are relishing the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. As I said in the starting of discussion, that without the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, it's not possible to understand the meaning and the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. The mercy of Param Swatantra Bhakta is very, very important. Param Swatantra Bhakta, one who is independent in giving mercy to all of us. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he descended, Krishna, he descended himself in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to distribute that love of Godhead in the form of holy names. But when we say in the form of holy names, that doesn't mean that the devotee of the Lord doesn't know the philosophy, and or a devotee of a Lord is a fool. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his discussions with Prakashananda Saraswati in Adi Leela chapter 7, he mentioned that I'm a fool. So my duty is just to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and that is what my Gurudev has told me. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed his power of Shastras. He showed his understanding of Shastras in defeating so many scholars, specifically those scholars who were Mayavadis. So I explained in one of my discussions the difference between Brahmavadis and Mayavadis. So Mayavadis, they are offenders because Mayavadis, they consider everything as the apart from their own soul, everything is is Maya, or is matter, is material. Even though when the Supreme Lord comes in the form of human, or we can say, sorry, Krishna has the original human form. It says even in Bible that man has been created in the image of him. Man has been created in the image of God, and the human form originally belongs to Lord Sri Krishna, who is residing in Goloka Vrindavan with his two arms. He's playing flute. Brajendra Nandan Krishna. So man has been created in the form of human. So whenever Krishna, he along with all his potencies come once in the 28th Yuga cycle of a day of Brahma, at that time Krishna comes with all his paraphernalia, and these impersonalists who are not Brahmavadis but Mayavadis, they put Krishna, Rama, Narsingha in the category of matter. That material, the Supreme Lord is accepting the material energy. So that means who is bigger, Krishna or the material energy, if Krishna is coming under the material energy? So these people who are Mayavadis, in order to refute their philosophy, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu has given his teachings, his instructions at so many places. In Adi Leela, in Madhya Leela, and also in Ante Leela, the teachings are, the instructions are there. So why I'm saying all these things? I'm saying all these things because our chapter, the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, is directly connected with this very topic, or this very theme, liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. We have seen that Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was very kind towards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the line goes like that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started from Shantipura, and he is going to Jagannath Puri. And during his travel, he stopped in so many places. He stopped in so many places. And now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone visited Jagannath temple for the first time, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fainted after looking at the beautiful deities of Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. There was standing a man by the name Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was a scholar in Vedic literature, and not only that, he was an exalted Gharastha, and also he was the teacher of even the sannyasis of Mayavadi school. So he was that brilliant. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he realized that fainting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was not a common phenomena. And Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he took Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his place, and there he served him, and other associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also later on joined Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there. And then there is one personality which we keep hearing about as Gopinath Acharya, and he is in relation with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So he had a debate, a kind of small debate with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he discussed that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he said that this is a very wonderful young sannyasi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he should be reading Vedanta Sutra because that's the job of a sannyasi. Hmm? And after hearing this, Gopinath Acharya, who knew the real position of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Supreme Personality of Godhead, he got into a little bit of debate with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his disciples. And from there, the story goes further. And at one point, they both stopped, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Gopinath Acharya to go and ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take prasadam. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got to know about this, about the debate between Gopinath Acharya and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very merciful, and his behavior as a devotee of the Supreme Lord showed us so many things that even if anyone has any kind of doubt or even anybody criticizes us in any situation, we should try to be calm and composed and should think about the positives which the other person has done for us. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a role model, but at the same time, we cannot imitate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in our premature stage of bhakti. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all this pastime which is happening is basically to liberate Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Usually, when we hear the word liberation, how liberation is defined in Sanskrit, it's mukti. So, mukti is, what is the definition of mukti? The definition of mukti is given in Canto 2nd, chapter 10, and I think it's verse number 5 or 6. So, in that, it has been described that mukti means liberation, or mukti means permanent situation without changing the subtle and gross bodies. Without changing the subtle and gross bodies. So that's the definition of mukti. See, whenever we try to understand anything specifically in terms of our spiritual literature or in Sanskrit, the definition is the one through which we should go through, because there are various variations which come into picture. So there are 5 kinds of mukti or liberation which has been defined. And also, if we go in Canto 12th, chapter number 4, 4 types of annihilations have been described. And one of the final annihilation is when this living entity realizes his real position being a servant of the Supreme Lord, and he is ready to surrender. Then even while waiting into this gross material body, this living entity is going to achieve the final annihilation. That means this living entity is going to cross the 7 layers of material universe and going to situate in spiritual world with the Supreme Lord, with a promise of not coming back or again taking subtle or gross body in this cosmic manifestation of material universe. So that's the meaning. Now, that's why this chapter has been named Liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Because what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was doing as an offender to the Supreme Lord, his liberation or his mukti was not guaranteed. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained the right meaning of the sutras of Vedanta to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, at that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya realized the real meaning of Vedanta Sutra. So just a contextual understanding where we are. So Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hearing the commentary of Shankaracharya on Vedanta Sutra from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And now, starting from verse 130, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started explaining the proper explanation of Vedanta. So till now, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has explained him so many things in Vedanta Sutra, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he kept listening for 7 continuous days. And after inquiring from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I understand the real and direct meanings of Vedanta Sutra, but I am not understanding what you are trying to explain it to me. And in order to explain that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought 2 concepts, which is called Mukhya Vritti and Gauna Vritti. Mukhya Vritti is the direct explanation, and Gauna Vritti is the interpretation on that direct explanation. So I'm sure that this has been covered before, so I'm not going into this Mukhya Vritti and Gauna Vritti because it is again a very technical subject and we should be understanding this, because many times based on the imagination of some people, we try to understand the Shastra according to Gauna Vritti. Gauna Vritti means the hidden meaning or the meaning which is imagined by the mind. That's the Gauna Vritti. For example, very small example. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, what is the direct meaning of this mantra? The direct meaning of these mantra that these are the names of Supreme Lord, Hari, and these are the meanings of Supreme Lord, names of Supreme Lord. That's the Mukhya Vritti, direct meaning. But when a Vaishnava is giving the Gauna Vritti or interpretation on that subject, on the mantra, that's called Gauna Vritti. But if Gauna Vritti is not covering the glories of the original mantra, not covering the glories of original mantra, then it has been accepted. For example, we always say, what is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? O Srimati Radharani, please engage me in the service of the Lord. So is that Mukhya Vritti or Gauna Vritti? It's Gauna Vritti. Interpretation which is given to us by the Vaishnavacharyas, but they are not clouding the main motive behind the mantra, so it has been accepted. Srila Jiva Goswami has given so many, interpretation of each and every word. But Srila Jiva Goswami is not covering the main motive behind chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so it has been accepted. But here in this case, what happened in Sharirika Bhashya, the direct meaning of Vedanta Sutra has been covered by the cloud of impersonalism. That's the point of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Shruti Pramana is the highest Pramana. Shruti Pramana is the highest Pramana. There are 10 types of evidences which we can see. And these 10 type of evidences has been explained by Jiva Goswami in his Sarva Samvidini. I'm trying to read from this book, so I don't remember the name exactly. Anyways, so 10 types of pramana, but out of all these pramanas, the pramana means evidence. Shruti pramana means the evidence which is given through Shabda or from Vedic literature is the highest. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Vedic literature, they are self-evident, and Vedic literature is specifying the potencies of the Lord. What you people are doing, you are accepting the Supreme Lord, but you are accepting him without any qualities, without any attributes, or without anything. You are accepting him as Nirvishesha. Nirvishesha means without any qualities or attributes. Although if we see in 87th chapter of 10th canto, there Shrutis, Shrutis, they are Veda personified. They are praying to the Supreme Lord, and there they are saying that you are without senses. But in one of the other verses, Shrutis are saying, praying to the Lord, that you can fast faster than anybody else. You can eat from any of your senses. So what is the meaning? The meaning is that the Supreme Lord possesses the transcendental senses. Transcendental senses, not the material senses. That's the meaning. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has said that wherever it has been mentioned in the Vedas about the impersonal form or the effulgence of the Lord, ultimately it gets concluded by the attributes of the Lord, or it gets concluded at the end that the Supreme Lord has senses and Supreme Lord is personal form of the Lord. Personal form of the Lord. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, and even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his discussion, he has given in the reference from Canto 10th, chapter 14 and verse number 32, where he is saying that Brahmaji, he is mentioning Aho Bhagyam, Nanda Gopa Vrajatsutam, that these people, Yan Mitram Paramanandam, where Brahmaji is giving the definition of Parabrahma. Paramanandam is who? Krishna, Parabrahma. Krishna is Parabrahma. So he is Parabrahma. He is the supreme absolute truth. And there are so many other, the evidences from Srimad Bhagavatam which can prove this point that Supreme Lord is a person. And Supreme Lord is a person and he has his potencies and he has his attributes. He has his potencies and he has his attributes. So today we are going to start with verse number 157. But in verse number 153 to 156, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he quoted 4 verses from Vishnu Purana explaining different potencies of the Supreme Lord. Explaining different potencies of the Supreme Lord. That's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, that you are accepting only the effulgence of the Lord, but you are not accepting the attributes of the Lord. So you are accepting half-truth. Half-truth. So you are not accepting, or you are not in the position to accept the whole entire complete truth, and you are taking some imagined interpretation or gana vritti, or making your own interpretations of the sutras of Vedanta, which is not correct and has been rejected. Now, so we are going to read from 157. Let me just open. I'm just taking out 651, 57, 6. All right, just go there. Okay. There. All right, so we are on verse number 157. So, Prabhu, if you are there, you can read Narsingh Prahlad Prabhu. Is Prabhu here? Okay. Let me read.
I can read, Megha, if you want.
Yeah, sure, Papa.
Okay, let me open the book. 1 second.
Now. Actually, this verse is in Sanskrit.
Is where? Narsingh Prahlad Prabhu.
This is a Sanskrit word. This is not.
I'm getting the book. Just 1 minute, okay? Yeah. So which slok is there? From where?
157.
150 and 6th chapter, right?
Yes.
157. Oh, yes, it's coming right here. Okay,
This is Sanskrit words.
Okay.
Yes.
Radhini Sandhini Samvit Yatheka Sarva Samshraya Ta Radhatapakari Mishra Tvai no Gunavarjite.
Thank you so much, Papa. Okay. And the translation is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is such Id Ananda Vigraha. This means that he originally has three potencies: the pleasure potency, the potency of eternity, the potency of knowledge. Together, these are called Chit potency, and they are present in full in the Supreme Lord. For the living entities who are part and parcel of the Lord, the pleasure potency in the material world is sometimes displeasing and sometimes mixed. This is not the case with the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he is not under the influence of the material energy or its modes. Okay, so there are three potencies which has been described of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So first of all, the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is known as Bhagavan. And when we say the word Bhagavan, it has its own meaning. And this Bhagavan word has been described by Parashara Muni in Vishnu Puran. And he said that word bhaga means six qualities or six opulences, and one means one who possesses all these potencies. And Jiva Goswami, our very dear Jiva Goswami, he has given the meaning of word Bhagavan in his Bhagavad Sandarbha. And he just divided these words into portions. Bha, ga, va, na, like that. And he is saying that word bha, he's saying that word bha means, what is the meaning of word bha? Bha means that Krishna is the leader of everybody. He is the leader of everybody. And ga means he is the sustainer of everybody. And va means that Krishna is the possessor of everybody. Sustainer, source, maintainer, he is everybody, Krishna. So that's the word which has been explained by Jiva Goswami in his Bhagavad Sandarbha. And also these three potencies of the Supreme Lord has been described in so many places actually. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it has been given, and also in the commentaries of acharyas and in the books of acharyas, they have been mentioned. The pleasure potency is called Ladini Shakti. Ladini Shakti is the Shakti which gives love or pleasure to the Supreme Lord. I have to talk about it, so I'm just taking out the screen from here. Yeah, so Ladini Shakti is the Shakti which gives the pleasure to the Supreme Lord. And this, so let's just start from the beginning. So there are three potencies of the Supreme Lord: internal potency, external potency, and marginal potency. So what I'm explaining, it's going to cover this verse and next verse also. So three potencies which has been recorded or been described in the Shastras. External potency, which we can call by the name Bahiranga Shakti or Maya Shakti or Avidya Shakti. And this external potency is the inferior potency of the Lord. It is the potency of the Lord, but it is the inferior potency of the Lord. And next is marginal potency, which we call Tathastha Shakti, Jeev Shakti, Kshetra Dhyana Shakti, or we can say living entities. So there is the Shakti, Jeev Shakti, the same name, Tathastha Shakti, marginal potency, Kshetra Dhyana Shakti. And from this, living entities come out from this Shakti. And this marginal potency and external potency of the Supreme Lord, it resides, these two potencies resides in the first Purusha incarnation which comes from Mahasankarshana, from the spiritual world, and Karanodakshaya Vishnu is sleeping in ocean, in Viraja river, and in his body, these two Shaktis are residing. He is the one who is dealing with these two potencies. And the topmost potency, which is called Chit Shakti, it's called internal potency. Internal potency is called by the name Antaranga Shakti, Vishnu Shakti or Chitta Shakti. Why I'm giving these names? Because many times when we hear classes, someone will say Jiva Shakti, other person will say Avidya Shakti. So we get confused, but these are the synonyms for all these three potencies, right? Now, this internal potency of the Lord has three components in it. Has three components in it. And that those three components have been described in this particular verse number 157. Sat. Sat means eternally. Sat is represented by a very special potency of the Lord, which is Sandhini. Sat is Sandhini. Okay. And with this Sandhini Shakti is the reason for existence in spiritual world, or whenever Supreme Lord comes here, Sandhini Shakti expand itself in Dham, in cowherd boys, in all these, in Dham, in the parents of Krishna. Sandhini potency is the potency for existence. Existential potency is called Sandhini Shakti, Sat. And this Sandhini Shakti is also being called by the name Adhara Shakti. So Vrindavan Dham, which we see, it's the expansion of Sandhini Shakti, right? Sandhini Shakti. And now Vrindavan is changing so much. That also has some reasons. Maybe sometime when we have another topic to discuss, we are going to describe that. But here, this Sandhini Shakti is the Adhar potency, or the Shakti, or the is responsible for the existence. And then next portion of the Supreme Lord is Chit, that Krishna is all knowledgeable, all full of knowledge. Everything is in Krishna, right? He is all knowledgeable. And this Chitta Shakti, this Chitta Shakti is Samvit energy. Samvit energy is the knowledge potency of the Lord. Knowledge potency of the Lord. And Ananda, Satchit Ananda, is Ladani, which is given by the Ladani Shakti, or the pleasure potency of the Lord. So we understood, right? There are three potencies of the Supreme Lord: marginal potency, external potency, and internal potency. Internal potency is highly spiritual, or we can say internal potency is the Swarup Shakti of the Lord, or we can say internal potency is as good as the Supreme Lord himself. As good as the Supreme Lord himself, or we can understand in this way that internal potency is the boss of all other potencies, right? And this internal potency of the Lord has three portions: Sad, Chit, Anand, and Sat is represented by the Sandhini power, Sandhini potency. Chit represents by the knowledge, or sorry, Samvit power, and Ananda by Ladani potency of the Lord. And with these three potency, Krishna is maintaining his opulences. So we should not think that these potencies are overtaking Krishna. Because of the presence of these potencies, Krishna is gaining the title as Bhagavan. No, again I said that these potencies are Swarupa of the Supreme Independent Lord. Swarupa means that it's his form, right? So these are his energies, and these energies are different as well as not different from the Lord. That Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva is also applicable here, right? So marginal potency is also spiritual in nature, and is also carries the same qualities as Sat Chit Anand Swarupa. So now Supreme Lord has Sat Chit Anand, and the marginal potency had Satchitanand potency, right? All living entities. But it is present in very minute quantity. uh, and because it is present in such minute quantity, and those living entities who are residing in the body of Karanadakshaya Vishnu and away from the Supreme Lord and bereft of Krishna consciousness, because of that reason, these living entities chit portion, knowledge portion gets covered by the external potency, or Bahiranga Shakti or Maya Shakti, with the component of avidya. With the component of avidya. And this avidya, component of avidya, we are reading from Canto 3rd, chapter 12, these days in Bhagavatam. We can see there, Sri Brahmaji, he is, I'm not sure what verse we are doing right now, but in that particular chapter, Brahmaji has created 5 agyan vrittis, or 5 ignorance, 5 types of ignorance. That's from where it is coming from. Those avidya portion, tamaha, moha, mahamoha, tamshrira, and tamshrira. All these 5 portions are there. I'm not explaining these because we are already going through in Bhagavatam on these 5 terms. So because of the presence of avidya shakti, it covers the knowledge potency of the spirit soul, and the spirit soul forgets itself, uh, that I am spirit soul. I am spirit soul. This spirit soul completely forgets because its knowledge been covered by avidya, which is made up of mode of ignorance. Tamoguna, tamaha. This is called tamaha. And then other layer comes, which is another layer comes, which is called moha, or false ego. This layer gives this living entity the consciousness of this soul, uh, already forgot that I am the soul, but because of the presence of another layer which is called moha, the consciousness of its soul start connecting itself with something else, which
Body.
this soul is not. Material nature, with material, with matter, with gross body, with subtle body, which this living entity is not. So that's called moha, or false ego, we can say. And other points are also there, mahamoha and tamashira and andha tamashira. So that has been explained. This topic is going on in Bhagavatam. So because of the presence of ignorance, avidya shakti on the chit portion of this living entity completely forgets itself and start connecting itself with something, with matter, with subtle and gross bodies. And that's why the same potency which is given happiness to Krishna, Satchit Ananda, sometimes is mixed for the marginal potency, or the jivatma, or the living entity. He faces sufferings, and he faces sometimes he faces raga, or sometimes he faces dvesha. That means raga is attachment and dvesha is enviousness, because of the presence of that moha, which causes mahamoha, that these things belongs to me, and because these things belongs to me, I am the proprietor, and if anybody obstruct in between of this, I get frustrated. uh, and because I think myself as a body and not the soul, and I start connecting myself with other identities which I am not, at the same time, another form of fear comes into me, which is fear of death. So, by Patanjali has also given these 5 kinds of ignorances, ajnana vrittis, as avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesha. All these points have been given, which is simple meaning that a soul forgets itself due to avidya, and other souls start connecting itself with something which is not soul, because this soul connecting itself with the body start thinking that this thing belongs to me, this glass belongs to me, so if anybody else takes this glass, I'm going to cry. Raga. And dvesha, if anybody is taking things from me, obstruction is coming, I am becoming envious. And abhinivesha is fear of death, because I am thinking I am a body. So that's what has been explained in this verse and the next verses also. So I have covered verses, but yeah, but we are going to read so that we all are on the same page. Okay. All
Next
right.
one,
It says 158.
8. Sachidanandamaya Haya Ishvara Swarupa Nidanse Shri Shakti Hayatina Rupa.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his original form is full of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Huh? The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his original form. And what is his original form, which has been described by the Supreme Lord, by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Lord Sri Krishna himself. The supreme potency in these three portions, the spiritual potency in these three portions, Sat Chit Anand assumed three different forms. Let's read the purport. According to the verdict of all Vedic literature, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the living entity, and illusionary energy, this material world, constitute the subject matter of knowledge. Illusionary energy, this material world, or we can say Bahiranga Shakti or Maya Shakti. Living entity is Jiva Shakti. Everyone should try to understand the relationship between them. Very important. Chapter 13 we are doing in Bhagavad Gita in our Sunday feast classes. So chapter 13 also describes the relationship between the Prakriti and Kshetragna. Kshetragna or the Purusha or the living entity and its relationship with the material world or matter. Everyone should try to understand the relationship between them. First of all, one should try to understand the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From the Shastras, we understand that the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is sum total of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. As stated in verse 154, Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta. Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta. This is from Vishnu Puran. Vishnu Puran. This Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta. I explained that internal potency is also called by the name Vishnu Shakti. Paraprokta means superior energy. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all the potencies, and his potencies are all spiritual. And his potencies are all spiritual. Although Maya Devi is playing the part as a matter, but again, external potency of the Lord also is also what is also belongs to Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is the one in the form of his Paramatma, is the originator of all the energies. So that's why this Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva has been explained very nicely, even in Bhagavad Sandarbha, where Sri Jiva Goswami is explaining that although there are three forms or three types of realization of the Supreme Lord, but at the same time, the Supreme Lord is the one who is possessing everything. Sorry, in Paramatma Sandarbha, he is explaining that. That all the potencies belongs to the Supreme Lord, and Paramatma is dealing with these two energies. Now, anyone can say that that means the Mayavadis, they argue. Mayavadis, they argue, so that means the Paramatma is changing and becoming the material world. But that's not the truth. The truth which is given by Jiva Goswami, or the explanation which has been given by Jiva Goswami in Paramatma Sandarbha, he's saying that it's not that Paramatma is changing. It's that the transformation is happening of his energies. His energies are changing. So Paramatma is the main cause or the nimitta karana of this material world through his material potency. I hope that I am able to make sense here, that although material potency is expanding, but the Paramatma is the one who is giving the power, who is the Chaitanya Shakti in this matter, and because of that, Chaitanya Shakti in the matter, and because of that, the entire cosmic manifestation is happening. Because of that, the entire things are happening. That's the reason of Sri Jiva Goswami, that it's the transformation of energies. And this cosmic manifestation is also going on because of the Supreme Lord. He is the Karana, but he become the Nimitta Karan through his material energy. So he is the source of everything, shelter of everything. Because of him, all the potencies, he is carrying all the potencies. That doesn't mean that external potency is, coming from somewhere else. In Bhagavad Gita 7.4, Krishna is saying, what Krishna is saying, Bhumi, Nala, Vayu, everything, all these five energies, or sorry, five types of matter, they are my energy, separated. They are my separated energies. And in 7.5, Nalovayu, yes. And in next verse, 7.5, Krishna is saying that I have another energy of mine, which is superior to my separated energy and which is spiritual. And that is marginal energy or Jiva Shakti. So Krishna is explaining and giving these facts in Bhagavad Gita. If we read Bhagavad Gita scrutinizingly, we get to know so many things. It's amazing what Bhagavad Gita is giving. Because of course those are the direct instructions or the teachings of the Lord. So I'm going to stop here. It's already 8:47. I know that we were not able to cover so many verses today because this is a technical subject matter and explanation is definitely required. It's not just we are reading the book. I have heard somewhere by Keshava Maharaj, he said, it's not that I am going through the book. It should be that book should go through me. That's important, that a book should go through me. And how book should go through me? When I'm not just reading it just for reading, but for understanding also. Many concepts are there in the conversation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And we are going to start with verse number 158, which is going to cover almost the same concept which we discussed today. So thank you so much again for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak on the glories of Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. If anybody has any discussion point or a correction point, you can go ahead and speak. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And if I committed any mistakes, so please forgive me. This class was really not prepared, but I tried whatever by my mercy of my Guru Maharaj I can. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If no one has anything to say, then we can just stop here.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So you without preparing, you did this much. And it's a very big Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Caritamrita, all these things. It's a big ocean to know. It's not possible for one day and one sloka.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to know. And the way you are going from Chaitanya Caritamrita and other these things, it's very hard. It's not possible to take only Bhagavad Gita or only Bhagavatam, only Chaitanya Caritamrita, one or two slokas. It's not possible. It's impossible to, we need to know a lot.
Yeah.
It's not one day and one sentence is not enough for that.
Yeah.
So that's why Krishna is, like Parasara Muni said, he has all the opulences and no comparison for that.
Yeah.
It has to take our life and life and life after life time to know all these things. So thank you very much for explaining all that, Mataji.
Thank you,
So
Mataji.
you are younger than all of us and then you did a lot of service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for your kind blessings and your kind words. Yes, it's not possible. It's impossible. Even it's impossible for Krishna to understand his potencies. And Krishna is saying that in 11th canto, chapter 16, verse number 39. You can check that verse out where Krishna is talking to Uddhava. And he's saying, Uddhav, I can count the atoms because I am present in all the atoms, but I can never count my potencies, my glories, my opulences. It's even hard for Krishna, so
Who are we?
talk about us. But
Thank you
so
very much,
Madhavi,
Maharaj.
for giving your blessings and your kind comments.
Thanks, Kaivalya Prabhu, for translating these slokas. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We are blessed. We are blessed.
Yeah, we all are very blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank
So, we are going to see you on Caitanya Caritamrita next Wednesday. Hare Krishna. Vancha
Parabhyascha kripasindhabhyo patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
namo
namah.
namah. Hare
Santakoshi
Krishna.
Vaishnava
Vrinda ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki